This is the story of a small town that was once known as the hay capital of the world. That was 100 years ago. Today, Gilbert is a connected community of innovators and technologists who are focused on making sure our community continues to thrive now and for our future.
I envision a place where we're going to have more parks and more outdoor activities taking place, and where people feel like they can, hang out with their neighbors and meet their local business owners and really interact and involve together and really feel like it's one large community.
My hope for Gilbert's future is to leverage technology to increase human interaction.
I think what you won't see are power wires. You will see autonomous vehicles gliding around carefree in a vibrant, safe community.
I would just love to see the bicycle transportation plan become more robust and become a very safe place and encourage the physical fitness and the camaraderie and spirit of core of our community.
Wi-Fi all around so everybody could be connected at the parks.
We may have flying cars and things like that, but I hope that we'll still have a lot of the natural beauty, a lot of parks, a lot of open space, and still have that small town feel.
I'm Melissa Cannon. I'm the data content strategist for Gilbert, Arizona. We gather a lot of information in the town from our citizens through different avenues, such as through social media interactions and surveys, Gilbert 311 requests in our app, and also calls to police and fire. We share those insights through stories on our open data portal, Alex. We use data to help us better understand the needs of the community and make smarter decisions. There's no better example of this than Fire Station 9 in South Gilbert.
This map represents coverage in the southern part of town prior to the opening of Station Number 9, which is located here.
As the population grew in this area, so did the calls for service that they received. By looking at the new patterns that emerged from the information we already had, we identified those gaps and saw exactly where we needed to build our newest fire station. So residents in South Gilbert are better served because of it. Gilbert is committed to making data-driven decisions.
One of my biggest takeaways here was acquiring data.
We were selected as one of the few cities in the nation to be part of the data and evidence track of the Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative. Through this program, we're working side by side with Harvard professors to leverage the data we already have to make better decisions for our future.
As we plan for our future, we begin to understand the investments we need to make today to ensure that Gilbert continues to be the best place to live, work, and raise a family. As we look at cities that have come before us, we understand that as roads and other infrastructure begins to decline, it will impact our population, which will drop, impacting our businesses and our ability to deliver services. We are determined to write our own story in Gilbert, different from those cities that have come before us. And by investing proactively instead of reactively in smart technology and other systems, we can build roads, buildings, and systems that will last well into the future.
I envision people enjoying this town the way that people enjoyed it 100 years ago. I see people outside. I see people connecting with one another in a way that I don't think we really have in the last decade. So much of the last decade has been spent online and in the cloud, and I think people are really hungry for the type of connection that Gilbert can offer them now.
A Gilbert of the future will look like our parks are busy, people are doing tons of activities. Our sidewalks, when you're driving, if you're not on a bike or an unmotorized device, if you're driving, you're seeing people walking.
I know that it's important for our town to grow, but that might not necessarily mean more buildings and more concrete. I would love to see a Gilbert that has more space, more green, more trees, which we can keep the character of Gilbert, but also be able to be sustainable.
I think it would be absolutely amazing if Gilbert could become a hub for the small businesses, the handmade vendors, so that instead of going to a big store, you know that for your weekend you're going to go shop locally and you're going to go get to be outside and be at a market.
The agrarian roots are never going to be erased. It's always going to have kind of that greenness and wholesomeness, and a sense of hard work is a good thing. I think those things won't go away, but I think you're just going to see it more vertical, more urban, more vibrant than it is now. It's already on a trajectory that's amazing, but it'll be even more so.
This is our Traffic Operations Center, where we're able to monitor all the intersections in town with our video detection equipment.
So much technology goes into this, but I think we're just getting started as it relates to technology. Tell me what you think is next for our community.
Well, right now we're able to just monitor everything, and we have to manually change signal timing and the video cameras and things, but in the future, what we expect to see is the cars just talking to the equipment and everything just flows. One of the things we're doing right now is making sure all of the equipment we have is as up-to-date as it can possibly be. We're installing fiber network throughout the entire town. We already have over 70 miles through all of our major arterials. We're updating all of our camera technology so that it's advanced detection, so that in the future, when these programs and models become available, you could have a car sitting at an intersection and another car coming, and the light could just automatically know, I have enough time to change and let this car go before this car gets here. This car goes, this car comes, and it's all done automatically.
That's great, because we're a data-driven community and we want to use data to improve the human experience at all levels of government.
What that means is making good decisions under stress.
My name is Ed Morales. I'm the Peer Support and Wellness Coordinator here at the Gilbert Police Department. It's a unique position. It's new to our department, and it's fairly new to the police industry itself. One of the things that I found was really important is resilience training, the ability to bounce back after a difficult situation, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally. This is going to record your heart rate variability in real time. The HeartMath Institute found a correlation between your heart rate variability, the time in between your heartbeats, and the physiological state that your body is in. The brain's ability to perform at its optimum is based on the electronic signals that are going from the heart to the brain. So they developed technology where you can hook the person up and it starts measuring the heart rate. And then it calculates heart rate variability in real time, so you can graphically see if you're in a coherent state. I think what really has allowed this to happen is the support of administration at the highest levels. Even beyond Gilbert, these things are being talked about with chiefs of police all around the country. We've seen the same things with high levels of post-traumatic stress and anxiety and substance abuse across the board. Decision makers are realizing that we have to do something about this.
And so this is something that I can practice anytime.
By using this type of technology, not only does it benefit the officers and hopefully their families, but also the community in general. We want to be able to provide the best services that we possibly can to our citizens.
In 100 years, I see Gilbert being very tech savvy, everything's really connected, and the people who are young right now will be leaders in our world.
I think that for the future, I would see it as a very clean area that focuses a lot about environment.
Finding ways to mass produce energy to light the world, give us water, things like that, and more efficient ways to consume that energy.
I think that's the whole purpose of why technology kind of came into the world, was to make it a lot easier.
In math today, I had my calculator do all the work for me. I just did, and I was amazed by it. And I think that as we get more into the future, we do more. The robots would do more work for us, like maybe doing our chores.
I see it as my home, and will forever be that.
April, this is amazing. Here we've got all these youth and they're all coding. How did we take Spark App League and turn it into what it is now, a coding club?
When this Code Club first began, it was actually because students came to me. They wanted to learn more, and I thought, me? So I sat down and I learned next to them.
Yes. Okay, so you'll immediately see the problem is it's desolate. Oh, I like it. And then
how much will traffic and streets and recycling, and how much will IT change in the future of our community? Why do you think it matters not just to them, but to the community?
Coding will be in every aspect, every career. And so that will be a skill just like reading and writing that they will need to have in order to secure the best jobs. The wonderful thing about what they're doing presently is that at the middle school level, I feel like they sometimes feel voiceless and powerless, but they have these great imaginations and this great wealth of intelligence. And this allows them that platform that they get to do something about it by creating an app.
I love that concept that you are now empowering the next generation to take the steps that they'll need to innovate so that we can all have the community and city of the future that we really need. Building the city of the future is going to take all of us. Get involved, anticipate, create, and help people for our children, for our community, and for our future. You're too far. Let's do this again.
That's not a good one.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
A little different than normal.
Yeah.
We're so glad Gilbert's growing. If it could stop growing for 30 seconds so we could shoot this, that'd be great.
We'll start it over anyways because you did kind of a twirl.
Don't look at me like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They needed a Brad Pitt stunt double. Hey, you didn't have to laugh that loud.
It's okay, I almost fell off the beat.
For our future!
Was that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh,
yeah, no, that's great. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.